Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest episode of MXW Venom. My name is Drake Darkness.
Alongside Tyler Hemingway, and we have one hell of a show for you tonight.
We have a stacked match card for you this evening. And, one moment here, let me get my paperwork. And, we're going to open the show with everyone's favorite person, me.
Well, here in a second, we'll really see if you're everybody's favorite person or not. From what I've heard, you're not really liked too much.
No, I'm the lifeblood of this company, and you shall soon see it. A bunch of things going on this evening. Bunch of touchy subjects,
Making his way to the
here
ring,
I come.
The owner and operator and general manager.
You see, Drake, what you just said didn't sound right. You said touchy and come. You know, I'm starting to wonder what kind of company this really is. But anyways, here you are coming to the ring, and like I thought, you're getting booed. These people really don't seem like they like you much.
You suck.
Oh no, my fan club wasn't there that day. They usually meet on Sundays, but they just recently, I got the memo, they changed their meeting dates to Wednesday. They have donuts and coffee and a whole bunch of cool stuff. We sit around and we talk about MXW, but I have not been invited back for a long time.
Well, real quick before you start talking, I do want to say nice purple skinny jeans.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of MXW Memphis Extreme Wrestling. I am, as stated before, General Manager and owner of MXW, Drake Darkness.
I'd have never guessed.
You suck. I hate you, Drake.
Well, I hate you too. Okay. So,
It's like Sign Guy. He appears at
after the
every show and
recent
makes fun of
events of
everybody.
last week, crowning the first ever tag team champions,
The only difference, he didn't bring cheeseburgers this week.
Blade and Kifo. By the way, we have a new arena, the new MXW arena. So with a new MXW arena comes a new Drake. I was tired of putting on the suit and tie, and I wanted to be more extreme.
Our ring crew did a real good job
So again, going
in the last
back
few
to
days.
Kifo and Blade winning
Well,
the tag
thank you,
titles,
Drake.
I was discouraged, disheartened, and very disappointed in one person that night. So if you could join me in welcoming the MXW champion and one half of the MXW Blood Brothers champions, Blade.
Now, Drake, I have to say, you're always hating on this man. I mean, there is just always so much downing on this guy, yet, as you can see, he's holding two of your championships. He claims to be the best. I mean, what's your vendetta against this guy?
It's not necessarily a vendetta, if you will. I mean, well, just pay attention. Everything will be explained fairly shortly, so.
What happened last week? What happened last week? What do you mean what happened last week? All these people seen what happened last week.
Yeah, you lost.
I lost. I won one half of the Blood Brothers Tag Championships. How did I lose?
That fan is obviously an idiot.
You lost in more ways than
What I
one.
asked you to do, and you specifically asked for the match, you wanted to take home that hardcore title. Oh, okay. I see. You mean me and Kifo. Not only that, but you walked away with one half, allowing Kifo to pin a Shadow Society member. What happened there? All right, Drake, for one, I could legally only win one half of the titles. It's not my fault. Havick didn't come through on his end. What, am I supposed to wrestle Havick's match for him? The point being is that you could have broken the pin at least. Dude, I was out, man.
I was out. Did you not watch the show? I know you've seen it. I was out.
I hired you for a reason, Blade!
Yeah.
And where was the intensity that I see here right now? Where was the intensity last week?
What exact intensity are you talking about? You hired me because you wanted the best.
You're the best, but yet you can't beat a low-life African who doesn't even know what a toilet is.
Actually, I think he does because he says he likes to eat doo-doo.
If given the chance. It's not my fault he had the same idea I had.
You couldn't do shit.
Boy, shut your damn mouth before I come out there.
Blade, regardless, you could have broken the pin, and you could have gotten up. I watched the footage. You planted that second foot, I would have started that count over again, and you know it.
Drake, just get to the point, man. Just get to the point.
You are no longer one half of the Blood Brothers champions.
Yes, I did just do
You
that.
disappointed me last week. You couldn't come through on either one of your matches for the society's sake.
So you think taking it away from me is going to make the Shadow Society stronger?
Yes!
What the hell's wrong with you, Drake?
That fire right there is what I hired you for. That relentlessness is what I hired you for. And when you wanted to be the best,
Now, Drake, I personally don't think that's fire. I just think it's irritation.
we should change your name to Zack Ryder.
And I looked into that. We can't do that, sadly. It's copyrighted.
So you know what? We're gonna crown this champion tonight.
I'm in the match, right? Tell me I'm in the match, Drake.
Oh, you're in the match, all right. But as a referee.
And obviously, Blade is not going to be too happy about that. The man has to referee a match that the championship, it was just stripped away from him. That it's crazy, Drake. It's ludicrous. But what are you thinking at this point?
I'm thinking of what went through my mind here was to push Blade back into the state that he was before this recent incarnation of MXW to push himself over the edge. But now comes to our first match, which is Nas versus Wicked J. Now, Wicked J over the last few weeks has been some sort of a bad guy. But within the turn of a few weeks, he has decided to pick up his game and change the way he sees things, and he's been out doing things for the community, you know, being an all-around good guy, and I think it's finally caught on. So
Now, this competitor coming out, he hasn't been with the company very long. But as you can see right there, just disrespectful. I mean, he's telling the fans, fuck you. I mean, it's just really disrespectful. I don't know where he thinks he can come in with that kind of arrogance, but maybe Wicked J will be the guy that will knock it out of him.
well, if you remember last week, he did get a cheer. He was quite. We'll get back to that in a second. Here comes the Wicked Clown, Wicked J. What are your thoughts on him?
Well, first I'd like to start off and say I hear a new theme, and you know, I mean, he's, as you will see here in just a second, I mean, right there, new attire, new attitude, full of energy. I'm really eager to see where this is going to go with the new attitude by Wicked J. I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far.
But back on Nas, Nas again was sort of a good guy last week, and just within a week's time, well, 2 weeks, we did take a small break from our last show due to editing and cutbacks and everything like that. But Nas, he went back to his homeland for a week, and something happened. Maybe he got a weird strain of weed or something, and it just flew him off the handle.
There, Nas.
Drake, I was hoping you wouldn't say that, but I actually heard, and it was confirmed that Nas did get a bad shipment of weed. It was tainted. I think it got wet, and it was mixed with some dirt weed, so I think that is what's wrong with him at the moment.
You know, in that hair of his, he probably has enough weed residue in that hair to kill Snoop Dogg at this point.
There probably is enough THC in those dreads that could probably kill a small family of Ethiopians.
Or a very strong adult horse, at least. So we're getting into the match here as Wicked J seems to be dominating Nas from the get-go, throwing the big forearms, big old hip toss from the Wicked Clown Wicked J straight into a choke of some sort.
Well, Drake, I was going to say it looked like a sleeper, but, you know, I am watching this on a very small screen, so it is hard for me to see. But, elbows from Nos to Wicked J. Couple punches. And obviously Nos sucks. Clothesline by Nos.
Nos is one of the competitors in MXW with a lot of fire and a lot of spunk, a lot of speed behind him. So when you get in that ring with the Jamaican, you never really know what's coming next from him. He's basically MXW's version of a high, strung-out Kofi Kingston.
Well, I was going to say, when you get a bad batch of weed and someone that's like Nos that is probably on speed, this is what you get. I mean, he's unpredictable, he's got a bad attitude, and he's quick. So bad weed plus speed equals Nos.
We should add that as a new tagline: bad speed plus weed equals Nos.
You mean bad weed plus speed equals Nos?
Well, bad speed and bad weed, I guess. Wicked J with more forearms, a kick putting him down to his knees.
Let's go, Jay!
Excuse me.
Go, Wicked J, kick him in the ass!
So, I have noticed in this match that Blade is also reffing. Is he your full-time referee now?
Big clothesline. Why don't we take a look back at that in a moment? As Wicked J goes for the pin, kicks out at 2, and another. You saw the big clothesline, which took Nos off his feet, which is not very easy, especially when you're coked out of your mind.
Wicked J!
Yeah, and, you know, from what I heard, Wicked J, one of the reasons why he is really in the community of being liked now is that he helps out homeless girls. You know, he picks them up and he takes them out and buys them dinner, and in return they give him a little bit of pussy from what I've been hearing. So, I mean, that was a good thing to do. You know, Wicked J gives to the community and the community gives back to him.
You suck!
It gives back in a venereal disease, but a $1 cheeseburger for $1 worth of pussy, I wouldn't expect any more.
Let's go, Jay!
But we got a big boot from Kifo as he locks in some sort of Jamaican footlock, I guess. And Nos is what a backward splash. Why don't you call this replay for me?
Well, from what I think it was, you said a backward splash. It just, and here it comes again in the corner. I mean, I really honestly don't know what to call it. I mean, I would say that it is like a cracked out version of a half-ass rolling thunder.
Yeah, I guess the technical term would be an inverted rolling thunder, I guess. Something along those lines. Of course, I'm just the guy that runs it. Their moveset's their own. And some of these moves I don't even know how to call. Wicked J rolls out of the ring, trying to regain some thought, maybe some feeling in that shoulder, it looks like.
Come on, Wicked J!
Well, from what I've heard, he's got a lot of power in that right arm because he's a constant masturbator.
Sit!
regardless, he's probably getting that feeling back in there so he can hit a big choke slam later. You know, his finishing maneuver. You got to keep those Kifo right on top of Wicked J as he gets back in the ring. Kifo looks like he's going for an elbow.
But isn't that how he does it? First he chokes it, then slams it.
You got him!
I don't know about Wicked J's masturbatory habits, and nor do I want to. Kifo with another submission, inverted, a modified sort of a full Nelson as the crowd gets behind him. Oh, sorry. Nas and Kifo and all of our alternative colored friends here all tend to get me confused.
Drake, did you get some of Nas's bad weed? I mean, I know all black folks kind of look alike. I mean, you know, to us black folks look alike, to them white folks look alike.
Hold on a second, Tyler. What's this? Big super choke slam from the Wicked One. As he goes for the pin, the crowd's behind him 100%. 1, 2, 3. Wicked J comes out with the win, and let's take a look back at that big choke slam that ended out this match.
Yes, we'll be going back to that, and here it comes now. Choke slam off the middle rope. I think Nas may have been afraid to take that top rope bump, but who knows? It still looked good, and it ended the match.
He was high enough as it was. He didn't need to go up another rung. So Wicked J is your winner on this first match of the new and improved MXW. New ring, new commentary, new gimmicks, new everything. I'm glad you've been able to stick around. Make sure to click that subscribe button to stay on top of MXW. And it's not even $9.99. It's absolutely free.
Yes, and also let me plug real quick. The January 4th of 2015, MXW will be having its first main event pay-per-view, but let me get back to this real quick. Up next is the Impersonator versus Skull Kid. We have seen them face each other a few times, but now coming out.
Now, making his way to the ring.
Very interesting music. Of course, the Impersonator is known to impersonate other wrestling gimmicks or just other people in general. The Impersonator coming out to Sandman's theme with a kendo stick and going through the crowd, cracking a beer all over the front row. Well, the only row we have.
Yes, it looks as he is saying the Impersonator man this week. But let me get back to what I was saying right fast. If you don't know, January 4th of 2015 will be our first free preview, which I'm going to call it, and it is called Deadly Collision. And check all that out on the Facebook page, Memphis Extreme Wrestling. There's more updates on that. But let's get back to the action about to take place. Yes, Sam the Impersonator Man versus Skull Kid.
Free preview. I really like that.
Making his way to the ring.
This guy.
From the graveyard.
I don't know why people like him. He comes into MXW in the beginning as a crazy nut out, just crazy person, and now all of a sudden he's just, people love him. I don't understand it.
Well, he is one of the better talents in MXW. He is currently undefeated, and if I'm not mistaken, sir, you have given him the opportunity at Deadly Collision to have a chance at the MXW Championship. But the problem is that he loses his mask.
Next to Sandman.
That is correct. We have several different stipulations for the main event of our free preview. Thank you. For the main event featuring Blade. We will get into that later on tonight, so we don't spoil anything. How about that? But you want to drop some knowledge on some of the other gimmicks without really giving anything away?
Well, exactly what gimmick and who are you talking about, sir? Are you talking about the Deadly Collision show?
Yes.
Yes, you are. So, some of the other matches we'll be having, of course, we will see in the Man in the Ring, a lot of people are double booked, but we will see Skull Kid and Kifo defend the Blood Brothers Championships against the Shadow Society members, Behemoth and Havick. And that should be one hell of a drag-out fight.
That That is if Skull Kid walks out with the Blood Brothers Championship later tonight. He is booked in that tag match later on this evening. That's very optimistic of you to do that, but the odds are against him. I mean, we have Havick in the ring wanting to take home that other half of the MXW Blood Brothers Championship, and I want him to take it home.
Come on, Skull Kid!
He's a very strong, and ooh, big DDT from Sand, the Impersonator man. Let's take a look back at that.
Yes, let's take a look at this replay real quick. There it is, DDT, right on Skull Kid's head. And Drake, the reason why I say Kifo and Skull Kid will be defending, if you actually did your job and posted the card on the page, you would see that it is Kifo versus Skull Kid versus Havick in a triple threat match for the titles later on tonight. And my pick is Skull Kid to win that match and win that championship that you vacated earlier in the night.
Again, very, very optimistic of you. That's the thing with MXW. You never know what's going to happen next. Skull Kid getting back in the ring as Sand the Impersonator man. He's got a pizza pan in his hands as he cracks Skull Kid over the head several times.
Did ECW Sandman actually ever eat pizza on the way to the ring, or eat pizza in the ring, or ever have a pizza pan in the ring?
There was a time where I believe Sandman got hit so hard with something he had a concussion, and then continued to. He got hit in the face with a frying pan by Tommy Dreamer, which is definitely a good match to go see if you're into the other sort of competition. And the big shotgun kick to finish the match out. If he can get the 3 count. 1, 2, 3. Why don't we take a look back at that at the climax of the match?
He just said the match had its climax. But no, the reason why I asked about the pizza pan is because obviously the kendo stick is on the right post, and wouldn't the Sandman have already used that by now?
I would suspect so, but Sandman's. What is Skull Kid doing? Looks like he's got a Sprite. That's not. See, he impersonates the Impersonator impersonating a superstar, and he can't even do it right.
Well, that's if you know actually Skull Kid is straight edge. He doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink. Obviously he's getting his ass worn out right now. But Drake, how do you feel about Skull Kid throwing that Sprite and smacking one of your expensive HD cameras? I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Skull Kid is one of those loose cannon sort of wrestlers, like I said, and let's go to Drake Darkness Me in the back.
What you saw transpire in the ring earlier was not a work. Blade is no longer in the Shadow Society for disappointing me and the society. As you heard, I don't even have to tell you about it. Go back and rewatch it, because he could not do what I wanted him to do, and we don't need people like that holding us down. Now, this man has yet to disappoint me. Havick. Come on in, buddy. Tired, man? You didn't get enough sleep last night? Thinking about your match with Blade later on tonight for the MXW Championship? It's going to be one hell of a knockdown, drag-out fight, because this man's going to walk out with the title. No one cares about the Tennessee title anymore. No one cares about the YouTube title anymore. We're going to put it on him. He's a deserving champion. He is a myth of this company. He is one of the strongest men in this company, and I have a lot of faith in this man. Now, your Shadow Society brother. Your Shadow Society brother, you're facing him. And I don't want any of this bullshit. I want a true reaction. Tell me what you're gonna do to that turncoat tonight.
Going to kill him.
One more time? What was that? I don't think the people at home heard you.
I'm going to kill him.
And there you have it,
You
ladies and
heard it
gentlemen. Havick
here
speaks.
First, ladies and gentlemen, new MXW champ. I'm calling it now because you know what? I'm reffing this match. But who knows? Again, we're MXW. You never know what's going to happen next. All right, let's get you ready.
And there you have it. Strong words from Drake Darkness saying that Blade will lose the MXW Championship tonight. Up next, we have Behemoth versus the returning Reverend Johnson. Reverend Johnson has been sidelined with an ankle injury for weeks now. And I'm excited to see how he returns.
But of course, a small, lanky guy like the Reverend going up against his second show, Behemoth, still very fresh compared to some of the veterans of our ring. Behemoth, he's been Reverend Johnson's been rehabbing that ankle. Haven't had a lot of time to go into the gym because he's been in church and everyone's been praying for him, and he just got well on his own. So he might come up short tonight, but you never know.
And Drake, let me break the news here by you saying, veterans of the ring. We want to announce that next week, returning to the ring is MXW original Billy Reimer. What do you think about that?
I see a lot of great talent in Billy Reimer. If I didn't, I wouldn't welcome him back in. Billy Reimer was part of the original MXW roster, which most of y'all did not get to see. We had several other wrestlers that have yet to return our call about the newest incarnation of MXW.
Let me cut you off real quick, Drake. There is Reverend Johnson in the ring, and like I said, he just did those splits. The ankle doesn't look like it's giving him any trouble. He is looking good and looking in shape, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do against Behemoth.
See, Reverend, again, is part of this elite group of MXW Superstars that you never know what's going to come next. Reverend Johnson has the speed and the holiness, the brain to have good in-ring matches. I just don't like him.
And with you saying you don't like him, that actually brings up another question I had for you. I have heard that Reverend Johnson is on the hit list, and y'all plan to take him out permanently. Is this true?
Come on, Reverend Johnson!
I choose not to speak about this at the time being. We have
Let's go, Reverend! Let's go,
backdoor conversations, closed door conversations with the Shadow Society, or what's left of the Shadow Society, if you will. And we have things set in place for the coming weeks. That's all I can say.
Well, Drake, when you say backdoor, are you talking about anal? Because that was the first thing that I thought. I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a pervert, fans. I hope you get used to it because I'm not going to stop being a pervert. But anyhow, you've got Reverend Johnson with a knee just right in the throat of Behemoth. Behemoth is kind of down. I'm surprised we're not seeing more aggression out of him, Drake.
Well, again, going back to the large stature of many of our roster members, there are some people with strength and not necessarily speed or stamina. Their strength is power moves. They don't run around the ring, so the second they get put in a situation like that, huge clothesline from Behemoth. But as they get put in that sort of situation, they start losing steam. Thus, what Reverend did was a good idea by trying to cut off that circulation and that airflow to Behemoth, but that's not going to hold him back. He's a monster.
Reverend, get him!
Well, like we've said, and we'll repeat it again, Reverend Johnson has, he's a vet. He's a vet in MXW. And Behemoth is new. You could even possibly call him green. He's still new to MXW, he's new in the ring, and he's still getting used to the ropes. And a 2 count, from Reverend Johnson right there. Reverend Johnson looks like he's going for it looks like he's just raking the face. Not really, just fluent movement, but he had those hands dug into the eyes, what it looks like.
I'm going to call your bluff on that. He is wearing a mask. It's very difficult to get underneath that mask and to damage any extremities he has on his face. So I mean, that's just from one broadcast colleague to another.
Well, Drake, usually when you have a rake, it's what I meant was his eyes. And if Rev was digging his fingers into Behemoth's eyes, the only thing I could think of is that he's trying to help him see the Lord. Because that is what Reverend does.
I see no counterpoint to that exactly. So, but Behemoth went for a pin, but didn't realize Reverend Johnson was underneath the ropes. He's going for a pin. 1, 2, kick out from the good man, the Lord and Savior man, Reverend Johnson, who I still don't like.
Jesus loves you, this I know.
And there's a Jesus loves you chant. And so are you pretty much saying you don't like Reverend Johnson, so are you saying you don't like the Lord and Savior either? Because that's what I think I just heard.
No, Reverend speaks volumes about the Lord. I have no problems with the Lord. It's his unethical way of going about.
Oh, no. Oh.
Hold on one moment.
Oh, what?
Behemoth's setting up for something.
What's he doing?
This looks dangerous, but glorious. I don't even know what to call it. That was more like a modified, modified FU it looked like, and Behemoth picks up the win.
Yes, whatever it was, it worked because he got the 3 count. Maybe you will have to interview Behemoth at some point and find out exactly what that was, because I know I sure as hell am not going to do it.
In order to talk to the man, I have to get that skull-lid dude out there, and I push him Blade back, or the ref, or whoever he wants to be called. I guess, no, it's Blade. I'm not going to bullshit. This was his punishment for fucking with me last week. He was forced to watch every match, and if something were to happen, like him getting choke slammed or demolished after a match, he'd still have to go into that title match and fight a weakened specimen already. Coming up next, it's the triple threat match for the Blood Brothers Championship. This is what it's all about right here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
here comes the man, the myth, the legend, the beast.
Blood Brothers Championship. Now making his way,
Havick,
from the depths of hell.
And also, Drake, I noticed that Havick has a new singles theme. It sounds pretty good to me. I still don't like him because he hides behind a mask, but you know, that's just me. If you gotta hide behind a mask, hide your face, you're a pussy. But anyways, you know, once again, and I may be contradicting myself here, but I am picking Skull Kid, a masked competitor, but oh well, you know, maybe Skull Kid is a pussy. And yes, you're stealing my reference to Skull Kid as Skull Lid. I'm putting that out there. I come out with that. You can suck my nut.
Skull Kid has already faced one opponent, and we actually have some word backstage. After the Impersonator match, Sand the Impersonator Man poured
beer? The graveyard.
Poured beer on Skull Kid. I do believe we have some footage, but we can't exactly put it in right now. You'll see it after the show to see the outcome of what happened there. And of course, here comes the Undead Dieity, Skull Kid, who needs to work out some more.
Well, from what I've heard, Drake, Skull Kid does try working out, but as you can see, he has some battle scars from some pretty extreme matches he's been in the past. What he's doing right there, I don't know what the fuck he's doing. It looks like he's doing a tribute to Traveling Tyler, which I am Tyler Hemingway, so I might as well admit it. I am the superstar formerly known as Traveling Tyler, and he just stole my taunt. So yes. Anyhow, I'll have a word with Skull Kid about that later on, using my taunts, whatever. You know, maybe Traveling Tyler will have to make a return to face Skull Kid one more time. Who knows? You'll never know.
Kifo!
And here comes the MXW Anarchy Hardcore Champion and one half of the Blood Brothers Championship. I don't know what it is. I guess I don't like... Well, no, I like Nos. He's just crazy. I was going to say I guess I don't like black people, but no, I like Nos.
You know, I thought you were a fucking racist, Drake, but this just proves even more. That probably explains why, you know, the Shadow Society dresses in all black, but you refuse to have a black man in the Shadow Society. You have wannabe black men, and I have a feeling that maybe Kifo, yeah, this is getting too deep.
We do encourage the MXW fans, when you come out to our shows, please silence your phones. You can take pictures, you can Instagram it, you can Vine it, you can tweet it, you can Facebook it. Just please, please silence your phones.
Yeah, when you come out, either silence it or turn the thing off, or I'm going to stomp it and break it. I'm just letting you know now. We try to have good production, and yeah, your phone going off, fuck shit up. Just saying.
Guest referee Blade, like I stated before, this is his punishment for multiple sins in the last few weeks. He's forced to God knows what at this point, presenting the titles as Skull Kid and Kifo, the tag team named Kun Chao.
Was that Kun Chao or Kuchi? Question mark.
It is Kun Chao, apparently. Skull Kid met me backstage and wanted to make sure that I put it in the show. I just conveniently didn't put it in here.
Well, Kun Chao, that's a cool name. Actually, you know, I believe don't Kun Chao that stands for best of friends.
I think it loosely translates to that. Yes, I believe the more literal. Ouch. A clothesline taking one of our big competitors off his feet.
Not only big competitor, but your boy Havick. He's just, like you said, taking off his feet, and what we got here, Skull Kid whips Kifo into a splash.
I don't like Skull Kid. I don't like Kifo. These guys are a menace to MXW, and just working on Havick's legs is I can see how they would think that would be a good idea, but they don't understand when Havick gets hurt, he tends to get gassed up, revved up, and ready to destroy even more.
Well, you know, he does have his you know, moments where he does have a lot of power, but I've also heard that Havick has the moniker of he doesn't get gassed, he stays gassed.
Kifo with some sort of leg lock as Skull Kid follows up with an arm bar. Havick, of course, being the monster he is, breaks out of both of them like it didn't faze him to begin with.
I love how you ignored the moniker. But anyways, Havick stomping at Kifo's legs, and then a clothesline in the corner to Skull Kid. Looks like he's starting to pick up some momentum. Two clotheslines there. Here comes Kifo from behind, kick to the nuts again. Keeps kicking him in the balls. I hope Havick didn't want any children. Oh, a punch to the head. Kick to the gut. Another right hand. He's got him in the corner. Another right hand. Another right hand. I can't keep saying right hands. So, let's see. Oh, a chop. Ooh. Oh, Skull Kid with a running knee to the abdomen. He whips Havick into the corner. What is he going to do here? Oh, he whips Kifo. Oh, a splash to Havick. And Skull Kid, high knee right to the face.
Now, even though I don't like Skull Kid, you have to admit he has to get some height on him to hit the 6'2" Havick in the jaw.
And Kifo with what looks like to be a side slam to Havick there. They're picking him up. What do they have coming here? What's Skull Kid doing? Oh, he picks him up, puts him on knees, misses the shotgun kick. Wow, spun him out of control. What we got here? Oh, he's going for a choke slam. Kifo interferes. Oh, he only got half of it.
I've seen many a competitor fall to that wicked choke slam that he delivers. Skull Kid was just lucky that Kifo was there to interfere.
Well, let me call. Kifo just comes off the ropes with a double axe handle to Havick's head. We got count 1, 2, and he's out at 2. What can they do? Say if Havick was to go down in this match, how much is it going to take to put Havick down? And counterwise, what's it going to take for Havick to take out either Kifo or Skull Kid?
Well, I don't think I'm going to have enough time to really explain that, because it looks like Kifo hits the African drop. It's sort of a modified Samoan drop to sort of to have. Of course, like I've stated before, I don't like either one of these competitors, and Kifo holding my brother down, and it looks like Skull Kid missed, but I think he got him with the sole of the foot.
And I'm going to count it. 1, 2, come on, 3. Yes, a 3 count. But replay. Here we go. And the kick to the head to Havick. Now, my question is, Skull Kid and Kifo both pinned Havick. So, does that mean that Kifo retains and Skull? Let's listen.
Blood Brothers champion Kifo, and your winner and new Blood Brothers champion, Skull Kid.
Okay, fans, there it is. It's announced. Skull Kid has won the Blood Brothers title like I thought it would. Or like I thought he would. He could do it. Fans, I get ahead of myself sometimes. My words get jumbled up and real quick. Sorry, I had some nauseous bad speed error. It's completely got me fucked up. I apologize. But anyways, let's take a look at your new Blood Brothers Tag Team Champions. Skull Kid and Kifo retains. Team Kuchow has the titles. Now Drake, I called it. I called Skull Kid winning it. And, Skull Kid, he's a good competitor. Undefeated, still undefeated.
I'm disappointed is not a word that I would use to describe what I feel towards Havick. He fought a hard match. He knew he was going in. The deck stacked against him was 2 people that have already formed some sort of a faction or tag team. So I was being optimistic. I am disappointed, but not to Blade level of disappointment.
Well, Blade just said cut the music, so let's see what's going to happen here.
Havick, I know you don't talk, but, I'm sorry. Drake took the title off of me. I had to give him a piece of his medicine back. I'm sorry, nothing personal. I can't give you that title. As much as I hate Kifo, I just cannot let you get my belt.
Well, it sounds like Blade wasn't going to even let Havick win if Havick would have gotten the pinfall or went for a pinfall. It sounds like Blade would have won and counted.
Which pisses me off even more. So
why I'm doing what I'm doing.
Havick jumping Blade from behind as they begin to brawl in the ring. Blade takes Havick onto the ropes, ducks under the clothesline, ducks under Havick's clothesline. Blade with a kick, forearms, and a European uppercut it looked like.
Yes, that was an uppercut from Blade, and a high elbow. Drake, I know you cannot be happy with what you're seeing. I know you were calling it, but it sounded like you had some animosity in your voice. I know you cannot be happy at all at this moment.
Seeing the Shadow Society turn on each other when, I had something planned completely. It's something absolutely amazingly planned, and Blade just decided to do it his own way, which I can't even figure this out.
I don't want us to fight. I do not want us to fight.
Well, Drake, right there, Blade is telling Havick he don't want to fight. I mean, it seems like Havick, you know, and Blade, they,
come on, man.
you know,
Why'd you hit me?
they're not on the same terms right now, but it don't seem like Blade wants.
Why'd you hit me?
Havick telling Blade he didn't do his job.
Give you my title? What good would that have done? What would that have done?
And here comes Drake. Let this ass clown say what he wants to say, because I know he's going to take the mic from me. Hey.
Now, I knew blood was boiling at this point, and I had to come out and mediate and sort of calm the storm, if you will, at this point. So, and don't ever fucking call me an ass clown ever again. Okay.
What?
Or I'm gonna sue you for gimmick infringement from Jericho.
Excuses, Blade.
Well, I call it like I see it, but I won't say it again.
Fucked it up again. I did what you told me to do. I officiated the match.
But you knew what you were supposed to do. What is this? What is this? This is the Shadow Society. I'm so mad I can't even talk. The Shadow Society, right?
Yeah.
The whole point was to bring in the titles.
You said you wanted intensity out of me. I'm giving you what I got. Do you expect me to just explode with intensity? I mean, what do you want me to do, right?
What did I do last week?
Now, Drake, I know you do not want Blade to explode, because there would be white stuff everywhere.
Take a real idiot to fuck up a cow.
Man, we still have the MXW Championship, and I know we can get the Blood Brothers titles.
I mean, at this point, it looks like the Shadow Society is falling apart.
There is no next time.
Oh! Drake, holy shit! A black hole slam from Havick to Blade, 2 slaps to the face. Drake, are you sure that was the right decision?
3 strikes.
I do not regret anything. I believe that it was... Well, I'm not going to steal anything, but maybe just this one time. Best for business.
Well, is this it? Is this the official kicking Blade out of the Shadow Society? Or is this it?
And replacing him with a monster that I know can come through. Behemoth.
No disrespect, Drake, but I have a feeling you might want to watch your ass, because that intensity you're trying to get out of Blade, I think you may end up getting it. Even though the man is laid out on the mat, you probably just lit that fire that you probably will not be able to put out.
Come on, Sal.
I'm not worried. With the subpar delivery in the last few weeks and claiming to be the best when he can't even do a proper 3 count.
And let me add real quick, going back to the Deadly Collision free preview, Drake Darkness is one of the people that can be chosen. You. And I don't know why this match was added. I know you didn't add it. Someone added this match, and if you cannot win the title, you will lose your hair. And Havick's also going to be a participant that can be chosen, and if he loses, Blade gets to pick any embarrassing thing Havick, you know, that Blade wants Havick to do, and God knows what that could be.
No, I'm not worried. I saw the post on the official MXW Facebook page, facebook.com/Memphis Extreme Wrestling, or search it in the search bar, and you'll find us. I don't know what our Booker slash data team, if you will, had in mind, but again, I'm not worried. If Blade can't come through in the last 2 weeks, I don't expect him to come through this week, and I sure as hell don't expect him to come through the free preview.
Well, there are rumors swirling that Clay Ready-Made is trying to make contact with Blade to recruit him to take you out. And not really to say take you out, but to take your hair since he cannot make it to MXW to do it himself. What are your thoughts about that?
Clay Ready-Made is nothing but, I can't even say he's a B-lister. He sits behind a desk and talks about other promotions, and when I call him out, you would think his primal rage would come through and want to face me, but apparently not.
And right here, Blade, he's just, I've never seen him like this. And looking up like that and then falling back down, it looks like he is, that looked like the last we'd see of Blade. He don't look like the same man. His eyes didn't look the same. But up next, everybody, as you can hear, Blade defends the MXW Championship against Havick.
And the thing is, I don't expect him to come out. I don't. After that black hole slam that seemed to have put him out of his head at most. I don't expect him to come through that curtain and put on a match. And if he does, the match is gonna be shit. It'll be, he hits him with a black hole slam, 1, 2, 3, it's over.
I was just thinking the same as far as I do think Blade will come out. It's in him to show up, but I'm as much as I hate to say it, I call Havick winning the championship. I see Blade coming out and just being a quick match. I don't see it after what we just saw with the slaps and the black hole slam. I don't see Blade retaining.
It would be a good day that Blade doesn't come through that curtain anymore.
The current MXW champion,
he
Blade!
had his chance and he fucked it up. See, nothing. He's done. It's over.
Just give him a minute, Drake. I think he may just be licking the wounds real quick.
Making his way to the ring from the edge of reality, the MXW champion, Blade.
Again, music plays, nothing comes out. I'm not surprised. He, like I said before, he's a subpar talent, and just because he has a little bobo, he doesn't want to come out.
All right, I'm not going to do this again. If you don't come out, I'm going to vacate the title and put it on Havick.
Well, Drake, don't get too far ahead of yourself, because I do see a figure moving back there.
From the
And
edge
yes,
of
there it is. There is a
reality,
figure.
the current MXW champion, Blade.
What is this? What the fuck is this?
Oh my god.
Well, Drake, let's not kid ourselves. We do know this is pre-recorded. I want to know exactly what your thoughts were when you seen that man come out of that curtain like that intensity. I mean, paint, a new leather trench. This man just looks demonic, and I've heard he's going to be going by the moniker of the Dark Savior of MXW.
Dark Savior, I was not worried. Havick was quite distraught when he entered the ring. I reassured him that he had this handled, and yeah, I knew Havick could come away a winner.
Well, we will see at the end of this match who comes out victorious, but this Blade just looks scary. And from what I've heard, this Blade is looking to take down the Shadow Society at any cost. Now, if you are voted the one to face him at Deadly Collision, what are your thoughts of having to stand across the ring from this man in the mind frame he's in right now?
I'm gonna let a few people in on something. It's a championship versus hair match, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, with me being owner and general manager, I can change things at a whim. if I get chosen, if the fans choose me to lose my hair or him lose his title, it will be an Extreme Rules match. You can guarantee that, because that's what MXW is all about. But I'm going to have a few enforcers with me when I come out.
Well, Drake, not to give things away, but you have a lot of balls to say that, because we're about to see Blade in an Extreme Rules match with this intensity, and you just now making that match an Extreme Rules match, if you are selected, is just, I think you're fucking badass crazy. I mean, look at this. I mean, Blade, he's laughing, he's shaking, he doesn't seem like he's in his right state of mind. He's telling Havick to come on, but Havick is just in the corner already, just hurt.
Blade comes out asking for a punch as Havick delivers as he should. But what was going through my mind here was that Blade was doing something against all rules in wrestling, something called no-selling. But regardless, Havick should be able to come through.
Well, I don't know if it was a no-sell, more the fact that
You wanted intensity! How is this for intensity?
you hear it right there. I think the fact of the intensity, he just didn't feel it. Kick, ooh, a hard kick to the midsection. And Blade going outside the ring, what is he doing?
At this point, I'm like, he's had enough, he's going home, we're going to count him out, and regardless of championship rules, I'm still going to take the title from him.
At this point, Drake, I really don't know what to say. My mind is boggled by just the events that are occurring right now. I mean, Blade, new look, new theme, and the reaction from the crowd when he come out, it seemed like they like it. And he's just, ooh, I mean, he's just doing a number on Havick right now. And it looks like you're just a little bit intimidated. I mean, you're kind of scurrying around the ring. I don't know what's going on in your mind or Havick's.
I'm not scared. I'm moving so that the camera can see the action, and so I can have a fair officiating of, as I stated earlier, it is now a hardcore match. Like I said, MXW, you never know what's going to happen next.
Blade, slithering around the ring, if that's what you want to call it, taking these hits, and I think he likes it. I mean, he's laughing, he's just, it's kind of creepy, but, you know, it's just, wow. Hit after hit. Havick looks kind of dazed. He bent that damn pizza pan over Havick's head.
Havick's not dazed, he's just, he has that slow, methodical pace, and he's focusing on what he's going to do next. He's a monster. He's the brother of Behemoth. So when you have people like that in a family like that, you're always thinking about what's going to happen next, and how you're going to hurt, maim, or even kill your opponent. Dealing with Behemoth and Blade in the ring, we are actually going to take a short commercial break to hear a word from our sponsors, Clay Ready Whip, or Ready Made, whatever the fuck he wants to be called, with his regular show on Facebook, go like it on Facebook, called The Front Yard. Stay tuned to more MXW. Join Clay Ready Made every week for The Front Yard. Exclusive backyard wrestling interviews and keeps you all up to date
on the current state of backyard wrestling. Make sure to like The Front Yard on Facebook.
And we're back to more MXW.
And just let me say on the record, I am straight. I have a fiance, 2 kids, but that man has a very, very sexy mustache.
How do you people not realize it? It's fake. It's a fake mustache.
You know what? That's going to be my new moniker for you when we're announcing Drake is fake.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you for that. Blade getting a light tube. Of course, Havick, as well as a good portion of our roster, have been in light tube death matches and faced a lot of pain in this ring.
And I have actually heard Blade say before, back in the day, that he does not like glass. He is afraid of glass. He was not happy when Kifo hit him with the light tube after he had reffed the light tube death match. So Blade bringing in this tube is just, like I said, this whole fucking match is just a mind boggle, because I just don't understand this state of mind that Blade's in. I really think you awoken something that is quite possibly the scariest and possibly most dominant thing that ever come through that curtain in this company.
And that was the whole idea, but to have him turn his back on his brothers in the Shadow Society is what ultimately pissed me off.
Well, Drake, I do believe you're incorrect there, because it was Havick that struck Blade first. And speaking of Havick striking Blade, a light tube across the shoulders. You know, I did speak with Blade the other day, and his back still has gashes and cuts in it that are trying to heal. And he says it doesn't hurt. He said...
That's what I live for.
See, right there, he just said that's what he lives for. It didn't hurt him. And as you can see right now, he's just kind of walking around the ring, just wandering around. I think this man at this moment is lost. I think he's really trying to find himself. And, you know, who knows what next week will bring, but maybe we'll find out. Maybe he'll speak, maybe he won't. Maybe he'll grunt like Havick and Behemoth used to do. Who knows? But, you know, it's just, it's creepy, Drake. And I really think you're going to have your hands full with this guy now.
I'm hoping so, because that makes for great internet television, if you will. Now, if you want to go back and watch our light tube deathmatch and to keep up to date on MXW, make sure to click that subscribe button and follow us on Facebook for all sorts of new information and match cards. And the Facebook is actually who gets to see the episode first, the first ever people who get to hear about it, unless you're subscribed.
Can't really call it a cheap pop, but you know what I'm getting to. Anyways, sorry, just had to throw that in there, Drake. But like I said, Blade, he's just kind of, Blade's got the other half of that tube right to the head. Right to the head, he pulls Havick out, and last breath.
Now, what was going through my mind as I was counting that, I absolutely could not believe what transpired in that match. We saw hardcore. We saw elements of a new Blade, one that was... There's the big light tube shot before we go into the last breath. As Blade retains his title and loses his mind.
Does Blade have any relation to Wicked J? I do see a hatchet man on his shoulder. Is Blade a juggler that we know of, or is he just a poser and with a tattoo?
I believe he is a juggler. If you go back on our older videos, he had formed a faction named the JWO, the Juggalo World Order, that really didn't do anything. Blade spoke out about that in one of the previous episodes about how it seems like Wicked J had failed him, and that's ultimately the catalyst that began this new era of Wicked J.
Do you think that maybe Blade and Wicked J will rekindle this JWO? I mean, you have Kuchow, you have the Shadow Society, or is the Shadow Society possibly...
Drake wanted intensity.
What?
He has gotten intensity. Known, but unseen. Until now.
But with that said, what I was getting to is there's plenty of stables. But anyhow, here you go, Drake.
With if they do want to reform the JWO, it's not going to happen because the Shadow Society will reign supreme. Looks like some words are being exchanged backstage. It looks like Wicked J's checking on his former best friend before the JWO was taken out. I want you to make sure you keep up to date. Click that subscribe button so you can see more Memphis Extreme Wrestling. My name is Drake Darkness.
Alongside Tyler Hemingway.
MXW, stay sick.